is it's 8:30. The meeting reconvenes. You make a note of the council, so we've left the meeting.
Yeah, Woodley,
please.
no.
Okay.
We're -2.
Yeah, we've noted.
We're now back to agenda item 15. Well, I'll remind councillors, we are debating the paper that is in front of us. Nothing else. That is in standing orders. Okay? Does anybody wish to make any comment on the paper as it is? I'm not going to accept any side issues at all. We all quite understand that?
Yes.
Thank you. Councillor Brooks.
Yes, I agree that it can't be enforced, and I am sick and tired of having all these amendments to financial regulations that I constantly ask and standing orders for this council to review them all and bring.
You are not referring to you are not addressing the paper.
I am
Councillor Brooks.
addressing the paper. We're being asked once again to add something to our standing orders, which are not enforceable. We had a situation where we even changed the standing order that we're not supposed to change, and Peter Ryan is on the video saying Councillor Brooks is right, and this council voted to change it. They had a model for
You're
the
not
standing
you're not
orders.
debating the
I
general
am.
paper.
I'm trying to explain why we should not be doing
Anybody else wish to
anything
come
with
in
it
on
tonight.
this? Yeah, Peter. You wish to
And, then,
come
and
in.
also, I'd like Councillor Lowe's email taken away from him.
Right, let's try and get this
Sorted.
on a business-like
Yes.
footing, so we can
Yes.
continue and get through the agenda tonight. I'm a co-author of this, and
Oh.
the main reason we did this is because of the Nolan principles.
Yes.
And if you read through them, they're a good example how we should behave. I try and follow them, and I hope we can go down that route. Perhaps we need to check whether it is enforceable. We thought so, but we can soon check on it. We'll go to NALC and see. But I would have thought so, because there's no reason why we can't make our own rules. We've amended standing orders, and we've been criticised for it, but we've needed to do it in the past because we have had problems. And I think this is a move forward. But if it is thought that it's ultra virus, maybe we can check on it. That's all I want to say at this stage.
It was just referring to the paper. I'm nitpicking probably, but when it says titled councillors there, I don't always know who's on the policies and procedure working group. So could we have the names of the people in that little bit there where it says titled councillors?
Well, it's just
It would be quite, yes. I had to ask the clerk for a list, and I haven't brought it with me. So I was wondering who the councillors were. So it's the two of you.
Okay.
That's okay, fine.
Anything else?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right. Do I know you've been in
No,
my
I'd like to a serious point, Chairman.
No,
If you would please,
I've allowed you to
because this is
speak
the problem,
once,
you
I'm
don't
not
allow
allowed to
us
speak
to do
again.
it properly.
I would absolutely agree with what Councillor Anders just said, that perhaps just to recheck,
Yes.
and then, is that all right? I mean, you can't do it now, obviously, so could we just... I'm sorry that somebody's speaking when I am, but I'm sort of asking a question and saying things at the same time. I absolutely agree with that. So could it be put onto the next one, when you've checked it, if you can't check it now?
So you're proposing that
That
this
we-
referred to the following meeting?
Yes, when you've had chance to do that check that you said.
We'll do research.
Do I have a second for
I'll
that?
second that.
All those in favour? That's unanimous. Okay.
Right.
Should be next April meeting. Thank you very much. Agenda item 16. This is the allotment lease. Alison, are you up to?
Just as the paper really. Unfortunately, I wasn't the clerk at the time. it's only come to light that it wasn't signed, but I think the reason it wasn't signed is because they were going to wait until they actually joined with Elm Close Allotment Society. So I would imagine that's why it happened. Really, it is as it is stands. It's still up to 2025, and they signed. I put it from the 1st of April 2018.
So.
Do you wish to come in?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Can I sit down? I'm
Yes,
exhausted.
yes,
I don't know
yes,
about
no,
you,
no, you
but
can
I'm
sit
exhausted with this lot.
Let's go. All right.
Is this going a new one now, and somebody's going to sign it?
Yes.
Well, how can we if we haven't seen the lease? I don't know what the lease is. To approve the signing of the new lease, or have I had it and I've not read it?
It was the original lease, but I can send it out to people.
Yeah. I would like to see what we're signing, really. Does that make sense?
It's just what we've always signed, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, David?
Chairman,
Oh, come on.
I understand what Joyce is saying, but the way I read this paper, all that Alison's asking is actually to finish off what should have been done previously. So the council's already voted somewhere along the line to accept the lease, but it was never signed. So what Alison's trying to do from here, from what I can work out, is saying, well, she's realised it's not been signed, so we need to get it signed, but it's the same lease that we've already voted on previously.
The only slight amendment will be, it's exactly the same, the only slight amendment will be that it will incorporate Elm Close, those 3 words, Elm Close allotment. But it was already, like David said, it's already minuted on in 2014. That's what was...
2014
yeah.
we're talking about.
Yeah.
And now we're going to sign again the same
We haven't
thing that we
signed it.
signed the last
It
time.
wasn't signed.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Need to see the lease.
Well, you did in 14.
Yeah.
The council in 14 saw it and agreed to it.
Yes. But I would like to see it again now.
But with it being agreed, we can't change it. Sorry, Mr. Mayor. Tell me to shut up.
Let's just clarify this.
Clarify.
David has raised a very good and valid point that this is not a new lease. This is the existing lease, which was, whatever reason, was not signed in 2014, even though it was resolved for it to go then. There is a slight change to the wording because 2 of the societies since 2014 have merged.
Yeah.
So there is no significant change to the lease. There's no change to the wording of the lease. Am I correct? It is just to reflect the fact that in the interim period, 2 have merged into 1. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah.
Thank
I would like
Okay.
to comment.
Councillor Brooks.
We have been told, because as we know, we don't actually benefit from leasing any of our properties apart from now Princess Avenue, that when the opportunity comes up, that we would review. Now I believe, I'm not 100% legal, I'm not legal at all, but this is a significant change to the lease, the fact that there's been a merger and I haven't received the lease. I'm told it's in the post or something, so I will get it. But I want to be at the situation where, and I think some of you may have seen my email, where this allotment society that has an income, probably a considerable income, doesn't keep coming back to Oakham Town Council saying we want, and this is nothing against Alison, this is what's happened in the past, we need water pipes in Willow Crescent, we need a fence, we need the hedges cut in, and we've just paid it. That's not fair to the general population of Oakham. They have a society that doesn't pay business tax rates or anything. What are they doing with their money? And that's a relevant question for the council to actually ask.
I think
them.
you're going on to agenda item 17,
Yeah.
Councillor Brooks.
Sorry, I don't know. But no, but it's.
So returning
but
to
I
returning
can't
to
accept
the.
this paper, and it's not against the clerk. It's the fact that I see it as a major change. You know, we're dealing with a new bit. They're probably going to merge as a new committee if they're not going to run as separate concerns. We don't know anything. We're the landlord, we should know.
They emerged in 2014.
I know, but that's not your fault that we only know of that now. So we you know, so I can't support the paper.
Okay.
And what I would like
You've only
perhaps
3
to
minutes
do,
now, thank you.
if I can just finish quickly, is perhaps we have a working group to look into this so that if it's the clerk and the chairman and meet with these people and ask some of those questions from council, well, you know, we can change the lease. We should be getting legal advice on something as significant as this. It's a lease, Anne. You know,
I'm not saying a
you
word.
wouldn't give away your property without having
Right,
legal
thank you,
advice.
Councillor Brooks.
And that's
Does
my
anybody else-
problem is that we don't
Sally
get
Ann, you want
legal.
to
Well, we
comment?
would if we sign this off tonight. We're just giving
Sally
it
Ann, you
away.
want to comment?
It's just a simple question. It says at the bottom here that we're making a decision on to approve the signing of a new lease from April the 1st, 2018. But aren't we saying that we're just signing the old lease, which was October
Yeah,
2014?
so I've just started the date from the 1st of April. I can change that back to 2014. It doesn't
Yes, so
matter.
I've got the...
Yeah.
Right.
So that should be
Thank
that.
you, that's what I've been doing,
So does that mean that it'll finish?
So will it
sooner?
finish
So I
at a
can-
different date?
No, it was no. That's it. That's so it was always going to be that end date.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it now reads then to approve the signing of a new lease with OHGS from the 1st of April 2014 to March the 31st, 25 for the Burley Road, Crescent and Elm Close.
I propose.
Have a proposed, second, all those in favour?
Who seconded?
That was date signed.
Don't get carried away with it.
So then we still get
Did you
big
second this?
numbers
Yes.
of
This is
people.
Yeah, no, Paul, second it was Paul.
Okay.
I don't understand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes, I've said yes.
You got all those. Those against?
2014 and not signed.
Abstentions?
I'm against, please. Could you minute that, please?
Minutes it, please. Councillor Brooks has requested it in minutes that he's against it.
Yeah.
Have you got all the votes then now?
8, 9, yeah, 9.
Okay, thank you.
And I fully
Right, the
understand
next
this
one is
might be
agenda
difficult.
item 17, which is again from Alison. This is the allotment rent reviews. Alison, do you wish to address that?
Just as per the paper, really. This is how it's historically been. The rent reviews have happened, and this is what the rate is now.
Sorry, can I ask Alison a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, through the chair.
Is
through
that
the chair.
per little allotment for a year, or is that the whole of all the allotments on that
Yeah.
particular site?
The whole field.
It's all of them.
And that's why we shouldn't be paying anything else out. And that's why I said we should not have
Will you please keep quiet, Councillor Brooks?
Don't speak to me like that, Chairman.
Don't keep interrupting. I won't need to, Councillor Brooks, will I?
Oh, shut up. And don't you criticise me for saying that, because I've got it on here, that's how you speak to me, Chairman.
Councillor Brooks, keep quiet unless you're asked to speak, okay? Have you finished, Anne?
Well,
You did have the floor.
yes, no, but I get confused, you see, when all this is going on. Right. Now, if they're, I don't know how big this field is, but I'm not looking at the one that's all like a group of them, I'm looking at the individual for £92. I mean, I don't know how many allotments are on this space, and I know what the original
276.
allotments were for. I know what the original allotments were for, and it was an absolutely brilliant scheme, and it is still a brilliant scheme. It does a lot of good for a lot of people to go out into their allotments. But I feel that if that's all they're paying, then they should be responsible for the upkeep of the fences and the trees.
Yeah, but the paper now is addressing the rent review.
Well, I think then we need, if we're paying for these other things, we should put it up more.
But-
Are we not allowed to?
We haven't actually received a request to pay any extra things, Anne.
Yeah, the trees. The trees are
The trees belong to us. The trees are on our land. We're responsible.
land.
We're responsible for the trees.
But they're renting them from us, so they're
They're not renting the trees.
And they get it for nothing, and they pay for everything.
Councillor Brooks,
The
again
trees
you are
have got
interrupting.
TPOs on them. They never planted the trees. The trees have got TPOs on them.
Yes.
That means they're
Have we?
They're protected.
Let me so for clarity, but it isn't. It's not on this paper, but for clarity, have we paid any extra money to them for anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Right,
No.
thank you. So we haven't paid them
We didn't
extra
have
money,
the
according to
trees.
the clerk.
The trees belong to us. They're protected. We're responsible for the trees, Anne.
Right, so thank you.
Sorry, Chairman, we paid for a
Oh.
fence only a year or so.
Please, Councillor Brooks, keep quiet. Peter,
I really don't think there's anything to debate here. If there are ancillary issues, they need to be looked at separately. It was our understanding, we looked at this under finance, it's a legally binding lease, the figures are as calculated. I don't think we can do anything different, you know, it's an RPI situation, the figures are there and that's it. So I propose we accept them.
Could I have a second of that?
No, I want to comment. Sorry about this. So this is going up to £92 this year. In the lease, we review it every year. Yes?
No, the rent reviews
No,
is reviewed every
every
7
year.
every
Every
7
7
years.
years.
So they're going to have £92 worth every 7 years.
No, it depends what it will go up in another 7 years.
That's what I
Joyce.
meant.
Yeah, it'll go up.
It will go up.
Yeah,
It will be whatever.
yeah,
7 years' time.
In 7 years' time.
yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be at £92 for 7 years.
Per year, and then it gets
Yeah.
reviewed.
Well, as Peter has said, this is in the agreement that we increase it
Well,
by
that's why I
half.
don't know. That's why I'm querying it.
It says it on
Okay,
there.
that's fine. If that's in the lease thing, the thing is, if they're wanting water puts, they have to come and we have to decide whether we're going to or we don't. And that's what we did with supplying water somewhere, because I was on the council. They came to us. That's the proper way, surely, of doing it. Sorry, they look after the allotments extremely well. They cut all the paths
Yeah,
so you
but-
can get round.
But we're
I
on
have no
we're on the rent review though, not on what else they were doing.
Absolutely.
Okay, Peter's made a proposal.
I
Do I have a
second.
So Peter proposed, Joyce has seconded. All those in favour? Got that.
And
Against?
sorry.
Councillor Brooks against. That's it. Abstentions? Okay, we've got a few more agenda items to get through. It's getting towards 10 to 9 now. Do I have a proposal to extend it? Okay, David, it's
Quarter
proposed.
an hour. I propose quarter an hour. We've not got a lot to do.
I agree.
9:15.
Yeah.
No.
There's only a couple of things,
Uh,
there's only a couple of items.
yeah,
we've
okay,
only
till
got a
quarter
couple of
past
things,
9. Okay, have a seconder for that?
Right.
Oh, I did have
Anna.
to
And a seconder. All those in favour? Okay, meeting's extended to 9:15 to 12. Okay, thank you.
Has the heating gone off?
Yes. it was.
Next one then is agenda item 18, request to use cuts close.
Thought we'd done this already.
No, it's every year.
18, where's 18?
It's not got a page. No, it's just that.
There's no
Oh,
page.
Oh,
just
just,
a
just,
page, yeah.
yes, just you,
Just the
isn't it?
request.
Yeah.
I'll move, Chairman, with the usual caveats that we have.
Do you have a seconder for that?
No, because
All those
we
in
haven't-
favour?
Sorry, who seconded it?
Joyce hasn't wanted to debate
Oh.
yet.
What do you want to debate
What do you want to
it,
debate?
Joyce? What do you want to debate?
Sorry, Joyce.
Are we requesting any bus stop?
No, no, sorry, it's number 18 at the moment,
Don't
Joyce.
everybody shout at once.
We're on agenda item 18.
Oh, sorry. I haven't got.
We haven't got a paper.
Oh, I see, sorry.
I second.
All right,
Peter
Agree.
seconded it. All those in favour?
yes.
Those against?
So you want to say?
And police are encouraged. Right, agenda item 19. This is option for the Oakham North East Ward vacancies to appoint members to an interview panel, which requires a minimum of 4.
Please, I appoint myself.
Can I appoint myself, please?
Oh,
I was going to ask if we could do what we did for Mr. Butler, sorry, is it Butler? When we overruled the requirement of the standing order, this young man has been waiting to get onto council for a long time, and
We have got
is
two
it more than one
We've
now?
got more than one
Okay, well then
applicant.
we do have to interview, but I was always
We
asking
have
the
more than
question.
one applicant.
You see,
so-
that's where other people.
Do I
vote,
have
so I don't get
nominations
told.
for to go on? We've had Joyce, Anne. I will
two
do.
more. Adam, perhaps?
Well, he's
The
not. He's
standing
not. He's not.
orders
He's
say
not
how
here.
many people have to go on.
I don't
That's
mind.
3,
Jean?
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Who's the fourth one?
Better have a man.
Joyce and
There's
Jean.
Joyce, me.
On you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael.
Michael's asking.
That's it then. Joyce and Jean and Michael.
Yeah.
Joyce?
Jean, Anne and Michael.
I thought you said Angie.
Anne.
That was
I
yesterday.
propose those names.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favour? Carried.
Can you ask the clerk to remember that other members can attend and be notified of when the interview
That is not the agenda item.
I'm just asking that
20.
I'm notified.
This
and
is the
bear in
hearing
mind
aid
that she has to
Working
post
group to
me.
appoint members to a
It's just
working group.
impossible.
Joyce, I presume you want to go on this. Will I be right?
Well, I would like to
What is it?
extend
We
it.
voted on it.
Do you wish to go on the working group?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
What's this
Could
for?
you
I'm not-
explain?
Yes, we're now on agenda item
20.
20.
All right.
Joyce
The
would like a
hearing aid
in
working
here.
group. So we've got Joyce.
And it got
Who
deferred.
else would like to go on that?
I know nothing about that.
Oh, exactly.
I don't know what it is.
So that everybody can hear.
What, in here?
Yeah.
I'll go on it, and that's two of us.
No, it's-
That's
it's-
we've got a
it's a
working
sort
group
of
then.
diversity
Okay.
thing.
So
Can I
Joyce
just
and
be-
So that we've got two nominations, myself and Joyce. Do I have a proposal for that?
Yeah. That's
Second
not
up,
enough.
Who seconded it?
Oh, we're all seconded.
Sally
Anne.
Ann.
All those in
I'll do.
favour?
Sally can do.
You're going to vote for yourself, Joyce.
But I don't think 2 is enough.
What?
Sorry.
Maybe just
Well,
one
all right
person
then.
in this bar.
Peter has gone as well then.
There you
Happy
go.
now? Good, 3. So the nominations are Joyce, myself and Peter. And that is now, you're going to
Well, I was somebody else. Oh, it's a
You
different
could-
one now.
yes,
Is it?
you-
All right, I'll propose it.
second,
Yes.
Sally Ann. All those in favour?
Oh yes. Oh God.
Unanimous.
Is it only water?
Bus stop enhancement.
It wasn't.
Joyce,
And that's when it's councillor
Councillor Brooks, please keep quiet.
I
What's this about?
And everybody else for that matter.
Oh.
Bus stop enhancements, agenda item 21.
that.
Have we got a paper?
No, only, yeah, just literally the last one. You should have one.
Oh, missed it.
Where
Next
is it?
slide.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I missed too many pages.
Basically, this was what the
It's in
letter.
general, not just A.
Right, does anybody wish to make any comments on this?
So where it is? I'm not sure where it is. Am I
It
missing
says
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Agenda item
Yes, I
21.
know that, but does it everywhere the bus stops? We have to have a shelter or a thing.
No.
In
No.
Oakham, on the hopper service.
Where does it say that?
Doesn't.
No.
The decision is, would the council, as I was, like to request a
Sorry,
new bus
Oakham.
shelter?
Sorry, Oakham.
Or simply a bus
It
stop
comes
flag?
up every year, this does.
Yeah.
Stops is only.
Yes. If I'm reading this right, it's financial year 2018-19, which
Yeah.
is about to start. So
Yeah.
there is some urgency to this. The county council, knowing how it operates, they do road improvement plans and various other things, and they're done just before the new year starts. So if we want to do anything, we want to get in quick. And it's not just Oakham, it's the whole county. All the parishes are being asked. Well, that's what it says.
Yeah.
All town and parish councils can submit their wish list.
So our parish,
So we're just asking
Well,
for
we
Oakham.
are being asked, do we want to put something forward for Oakham? The point I'm trying to make is urgent.
Councillor Brooks?
Councillor Lucas is right, it comes round every year. We have had some new bus stops, but it does say the words improvements. And one of the criticisms of what they put in recent years is they're pretty green, but they have no seats. and they have these style where people tend to stand for a few minutes leaning in cities. I think we need some of those improved. There's a few in your ward.
I've been round them.
There was one in Snowdon Road, I
It's
saw.
got
Joyce.
Yes, but well, that's what I mean. It's perch seating. It's not proper. It's not suitable for perhaps an elderly person or whatever. You know, they're literally just propping up. And I would like to get proper seats.
Yeah, just
So that's my suggestion, that we request that the Rutland County Council look at replacing some of the perch seating with proper seating for people who have to wait a long time in general for a bus.
thank you, Anne.
No, it's just that we have one near us, well, between where you live and I live. I don't know what the seats are. I can't recollect seeing any seats in there at all. But the perching bar is just a bar, isn't it?
Yeah.
No seats.
It's quite
Thank you. Did you want to come in, Joyce?
I would like to change the subject on seats.
Sorry to do what?
Change the subject of seats to what it says. Do we want a simple bus stop flag thing? You know, that says bus stop on. Okay? There's one in Lonsdale Way that wants a post with a... Nobody knows... Don't choke. There's one... I didn't bring my bus timetable, but if you read it, it doesn't make sense. And it says outside the hospital, I think, but there's nowhere, nobody knows where to stand for them. Are you with me on these? And the other one that I've been saying for a long time, if you could, outside Ilsley's, now come on, somebody tell me Ilsley's is
Timpson's.
Timpson's, outside there, they perch on the window sills there. And I've said for a long time we should have a bus stop shelter, not in the middle of the footpath, but on the edge of the footpath going that way. Do you know what I'm talking about, David? Reverse bus stop. And I'd like to see one there and one on the other side of the road, so that people are not ledging on the windowsills of Loros and Timpson's. Timpson's? Yeah.
Need seating.
But I travel once a year on that bus, all the way around the Hopper bus, just to check. But I'm only concerned with my ward, which hasn't got the posts with the flags on.
I'm sorry, Chairman, many of the bus stops
Councillor Brooks, you've had
we've got to debate the improvements. Many of them don't
Have
have
you,
proper
Councillor Lucas, have you
timetables.
finished?
They're laminated in Willow Crescent.
Have you finished?
I have finished.
Thank you.
If
Anybody else?
those two can be put forward, it would be quite handy.
Do you know whereabouts in Lonsdale Way?
Lonsdale Way and Churchill Road junction, going up Lonsdale Way. But it just says the hospital, and I don't know where to stand, whether it's at the end of Princess Avenue or at the end of King's Road or where.
Okay.
Chairman,
Thank you, David.
if we're doing a wish list, could we not add the hospital to ask for a shelter at the hospital? I mean, I don't know how many people use, I don't use public transport, so I wouldn't know. But to me, if people are going on the bus to go to the hospital with the doctors, wanting a shelter in that area would probably be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's only a wish list at the end of the day, isn't it? We're only asking, and then we may get one. So I think probably if we add the three,
That might be a good idea.
we can only ask, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay then, so are we going to have a proposal? We've talked it around it, I think. Anybody else want to come in before we ask for a proposal?
Have we got our
I'm
list
quite
of
sure not
things?
what proposal we're going to make from the debate.
I would move, Chairman, that the three mentioned improvements and the new stops and the post be forwarded.
And I would also like to
Can you just hang on a second, let's get the clock, let's just, hang on a second,
So we've got a bus stop flag on the junction of Lonsdale Way and Churchill Road,
That's just a post
a
with
post
a flag.
flag, yeah?
Yeah,
And then outside Timpson's on the High Street and Loris, on the edge of the footpath,
what did you call it?
Reverse.
Reverse.
Reverse shelter, don't they?
reverse
So it just
shelter,
goes the other way and you walk.
reverse shelter, and so that will prevent no
Blocking.
leaning on the window sills
And
and
the third one
And the third
was
one
is the shelter at the hospital.
a bus shelter
At the hospital.
at the,
Yeah.
the bus stop closest to
Yeah, where the bus stops for the hospital.
for the hospital.
Okay.
I would like to add to that because, as it was ignored, or told to be ignored, the improvement in some of the more used bus stops, better seating, and also that some of the timetabling is not clear and some of it's laminated from lampposts. There's one outside my house and you wouldn't really know that it was a bus stop and it just has
An
laminated.
improvement in general signage then.
Yes, and information.
Improving
Improvement on
the
ex-
general sign.
They're telling you the bus.
So is that
On
your,
existing
you've added
bus
to-
stops,
Yes,
including
yeah,
signs.
yeah.
Do I have a seconder for that?
Yeah, I'll second.
Peter seconded it. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
We're going to the red one.
We now need to decide whether to exclude the press and public. We must go through this. There's nobody here.
Proposed.
Opposed? Seconded. All those in favour? Carried.
To